So one of the most important subjects we can talk about is how to listen to each other in our section, in the whole band.
Right.
And the really important thing is for the second alto player to make sure he listens to the lead alto player in the section. So I hope that everybody around here is paying attention to what I've got to say.
Huh?
Anyway, you want to make sure, we always talk about listening across our sections, right? So whether you're playing baritone or first tenor or lead alto or anybody in the saxophone section, you're listening across, because it's not 5 people or however many people are in your section if you're playing in a band. It's the sound that you're creating, it's the sound, the singular sound that you're creating.
So it's incredibly important that you're playing well with the rhythm section, you're playing with your guys, the bass, keyboards, there's a guitar player, maybe a percussionist. You guys are locked in and cooking, but the horns are playing figures as well and interacting with the band. And the relationship between the drummer and the lead trumpet player is incredibly important. We have a great lead trumpet player, Wayne Bergeron. I mean, you don't get any better than that. Wayne is going to be playing everything and playing the heck out of it. It's going to be accurate, it's going to be phrased correctly, it's going to be at the right dynamic, and those are all the things you're listening for as a drummer amongst the entire band, and especially with the lead trumpet player.
You have to have your part down cold. You've got to learn your part so well that it's second nature. You're not thinking about it. That way your brain is free to hear all these details that Ray just talked about. They're absolutely critical.
The keys to listening in the ensemble is very crucial. I mean, it really is. It's probably one of the most important things in playing music is listening and being aware of what's going on musically. So the rhythm section is key for the pitch center and the time center. So both these things are going to be lining up, right? And so if I'm playing, let's say the trumpets are laying out and I have a trombone section thing that I'm doing, well, I'm listening to the rhythm section. I'm just keying in on that hi-hat, on that ride cymbal, so I can solidify that's right in the center of the beat, wherever that is. Those are keys to playing in the ensemble. It really is listening and being aware of how loud you're playing and where the center of the beat is.
As Andy mentioned, finding the time and making sure you're locked in with the rhythm section, the drums especially. I key in on the drums a lot to make sure we're in agreement on where the beat is supposed to be and locked in on those different things. I'm listening to the bass for the low end to make sure the pitch is solidified. Because, you know, as Andy mentioned, it's good to follow, but if you've got a lead trumpet player that's sharp and the whole band brings their pitch up to that pitch, well, the rhythm section can't move their pitch. So now you have an out-of-tune band.
You got to go with a fixed instrument.
You have to go with a fixed instrument. Yeah, you have to be in tune with the piano and the bass has to be in tune with the piano, obviously. And that's where the root of a lot of the problems in young bands begin, is with the bass and piano being out of tune with each other, and it wreaks havoc amongst the group and nobody can find it. So it's really important to be listening across the band.
The other thing with the big band is that every night, I mean, we're playing jazz, these things are different every night. As much writing as Gordon has done, when you get to a solo section, anything can happen. Mm-hmm. You're free to go anywhere. Mm-hmm. You might want to break down the groove, you might want to go into an entirely different groove, and everybody has to be listening to each other to be able to make that happen.
So with every aspect of your playing, whether it's, you know, your volume, your intonation, your you know, the way you're approaching. And then we want to listen to the whole band as well. We want to make sure that you're blending with everybody in all the sections, because again, we're creating one band sound.
How did I do? Did I listen? Was I listening?
You were listening
was I
there.
Listening?
Yeah.
Was I listening?
It was good to hear you.
What?
Listen finally. No, it's not true. Sal's great listening. Aren't you? Just ask him, he'll tell you.